low sample size for ODDIK, for Train, who knows, Woody on the orb, are you really going to give him that? But at the same time, maybe Red Canids are just saying, look, it's a map neither of us play that often, we're not the greatest there, let's just have some fun on Train, let's see if we can do it there. But a very speedy approach here out of Heart, we see Woody chiming in, Drop will get one, but with Quest finding Woody, the A-bomb site has been taken, and with the amount of advantage here for Red Canids, this round could fall into place quite nicely.
That actually would have been a considerably cleaner execute, but coldzera got stuck on the Thor's head. That made it look a little scrappier, but they're still making light work of it. Cowboy's going to find Pank, and in the matter of moments, it's 2 versus 3. Tag on towards the main player as well. Down goes Togs. So this one, safe to say it's over. There's no real chances. 1 versus 3, and Drop should have it dead to rights, and he does. Very, very good start here for Red Canids.
This is where Red Canids are in a really good spot, but they have to capitalize on this, because as we mentioned, and as you pointed out, if we do see, oh, that is devastating for Case Locks. But if we see Nuke go away and go the way of ODDIK, that's where we're maybe already thinking 2-0.
Yeah, I think you're right. Gonna find the first, but down goes Ponta. Damage on towards the bomb carrier, 2 of Venom's era. Help, an idea, but in transition gets caught. Drop coldzera combined. Bomb goes down on towards lower, and this now becomes a next to impossible round. With Nate barely alive, you've just got to save once again.
Yeah, it's tough, but ODDIK, when it comes to the kind of the opening frags, you see what they do there towards Squeaky. It looks really nice, but even with that kind of elevated angle towards Tetris, it's caught out.
I mean, the best case scenario is seeing out the rest of this half. That is completely unlikely. So at this point, are we maybe vying for like 3 rounds and a hope and a prayer?
Yeah, I feel like for ODDIK, we need a change of pace, we need a change of ability, but looking at the shots coming through. Oh, look, what did I say? What did I say? Woody's going to have the AWP in play. Red Canids are going to read into it. They're going to know that the AWP is going to be a factor to deal with. Fast A.
Yeah, this is insane. I mean, it's a great call by Red Canids. Read them like an absolute book here, but ODDIK cannot hit anything. No shots are being connected right now. This is so rough to watch, and this is a side who generally do bring bits of firepower. The best they can bring is exit kills. I mean, that's a dire spot. Cowboys having a look in. He's got the right idea as well, but it's dropped to get the kill on towards Pank. The quick trade, and well, that'll be that. I mean, fantastic work, it has to be said. Woody saving the AWP. It is what it is, and he will get the shot. So consolation kills, sure, but Red Canids continue to just run away.
So they are just, I guess, limiting the defenses. Woody's AWP can rotate in. Great find here onto Ponta. And that's why Pank is just going to drop this smoke. Try and be that kind of form of resistance. Pank will find one, no trade seen. And this should be the round. There is no reason that Red Canids should find this 7th. It is going to be this way. Yeah, it's near impossible, especially with Woody already rotating down towards ramp. Not been spotted, so they should assume there's a player here. coldzera gets 1. 2 versus 3 now. This was a 2 versus 5 at one moment. Quez on the back of the bomb site. Such a tough scenario to be in. And with his teammate falling as well, near impossible will eventually be found. So ODDIK, they will finally put pen to paper here on Nuke. There's still the chance, still the opportunity for ODDIK, but look, Red Canids, not only are they so strengthy in the financial department, they're going to be getting buys in these next couple rounds. ODDIK have just got to play such perfect CS, just got to keep as many players alive because their money is not stable whatsoever. But with the opening kill coming through onto Quez and Pank finding Venom's era, we're seeing a little bit more of a different approach here from Red Canids.
Oh, all right, 1 for 1. Down goes Woody, down goes the AWP again. Not really having the impact just yet, but it's Pank who will deliver. Finding on towards Drop, looking for a second as well. And he finds it. Ponta falls, and that is actually someone kind of pseudo holding that position. I don't know if they'll check that close corner, so he can get away with a lot here. He could line up a few if they are to make that choice. It does look like Venom's area is at least slightly aware of it. Pushing towards Lobby. Down goes Woody. Tries to make a difference, and he will fall. Nate, same for him, to the hands of Cowes, who continues to have a fantastic game. In a matter of moments, ODDIK, they go for something a little bit proactive, not quite a lobby crunch, but they've been punished twice fold. But here it is. Like I said, I don't think he's going to check it. He gets 2 for it. Actually could have got 3, but this round's back on 2 versus 2. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know how this has been made possible, and Quez, he was the one to look to take that space towards outside in the meantime, but what a round there between Case Locks and Pank.
If they can get a pistol round, that is. But
well,
any more for any more, you're happy with.
Yeah, look, as well, the fact there was the deep control taken from Pank and obviously in ramp, and we saw 90 actually push kind of deep towards outside. It's clear that ODDIK are looking to take kind of more aggressive space, and it's going to work out really nicely for them. A lot of damage to drop through the nade, but Venom Zera's double gives them the advantage. K-Slox, though, aggressing through Squeaky, will find Cold Zera. Flashbang's coming through, and out of the heavens is Pank. Where did he come from? He was up the ladder and just silently snuck on out, and that's because of just all the attention that K-Slox takes. But that is now 4 found for ODDIK. Yeah, look, you're going to be, I guess, from face value, you go into a T-side nuke and you're told, okay, you get 6 rounds on the T-side. You're not going to be disappointed, but it's just because of the context of it all. It's because Red Canids could have easily ended this half with 8 or 9 rounds. Information gathered on Togs, but with a molly dropped, it's just going to keep the T's at bay. And with Quez falling towards outside, look, he was like 7-0. He's now 10-7. Just those little fights towards outside have kind of flipped ever so slightly, and you can see how different it's made these rounds, because we're not seeing ODDIK kind of split with rotations and seemingly silent, but great find from K-Slox. 2 versus 4 now. ODDIK can quite comfortably find 6 here. What a response. What a ridiculous first half.
What a game we're getting here. I think this might be the story for the series, and I think if we're being honest, this one might have 3 maps written all over it, the way things are panning out so far. K-Slox tagged, but still alive. That's all that matters. Numbers game is so good here for us. Just play together. Uh-oh. What happened to play together, lad? They know where the last guy is, though. That'll help, and he is low. Venom Zera is barely alive, but he plants safe. A smart plants. Oh, missed the shot, Woody. We gotta hit those. It's a freebie, but thankfully Togs there to bail out.
And that's the real scary thing. And look, in one of their recent games on Nuke against 2 game, they lost 13-8. They won the T side. They won it 7-5, and they still ended up losing. So it's clear that their CT side is not perfect either. We have seen the first casualty come through on the side of ODDIK. It's a great find from Drop with the Julies. K-Slox looking to aggress in. Needs to be cautious as the Julies are in play. And then the onslaught of the T's will make their way forward. It looks as though they just want to fight their way forward. They don't really care about the bomb plant, which honestly I don't mind.
Yeah, pack mentality. I respect it. Just sticking together as a group and taking the fights few at a time. Dooley's trying to tap around that corner, paying attention. Flashbang is so good, but it doesn't matter. The shots are better. Nate hitting a double. Oh my god, Red Canids from bad to worse. As down goes Ponta as well, and it's cold on that lurk. He should get a consolation, and he fluffs his lines. That is rough.
And the devastating thing is kind of how we teed up Ancient to be so one-sided for ODDIK. But 90, 17 and 10. Pank's having a really good game as well. Great find from Drop. Gives them that advantage. It's quite obvious that ODDIK want to head their way into A, but just with the utility, the damage, the kills, ODDIK have been shut out of this A play.
Yeah, you're right. From Zera. As an A anchor, it's tough at times to get involved. He's got so much support. 4 players in a way towards his top side. Togsy finds Ponta. Into numbers back level, but HP is at a real disadvantage for ODDIK. So surely this should be the first real chance. Kawez gets caught overextending though. That's not what we want to see. Venom Zera wasn't close enough for the trade. He also could be a bit of trouble, or he is the trouble. 1, 2, not quite the third. Pank will trade.
Obviously, 49 points of health combined on the ODDIK aggressors. The problem is there's just so little control. We see the smoke in main. Obviously, Cold Zera is just holding deep ramp from under heaven. 90's out on the bomb site, so worried about heaven. The problem is, Pank is yet to emerge. So many questions from both sides as to where these final 2 players reside. Already, though, Red Canids, this round's got a little bit out of hand. Even if they win it, there's going to be a struggle in the investment in the next. Drop should get a freebie, though. We'll find Pank. I think the chance of this round has slipped away now.
Yeah, I think you're right. This would require something quite special with 13 points of HP. Bomb still needs to be recovered. 14 seconds. I don't really see a world. He can get a bomb plant. That's more or less as kind of good as it gets. 5 seconds. He will commit to the plant. Will he get it down? The answer is no. Smoke's faded too, so how do you want to play this? whole dry peeking thing keeps me very nervous. It's so reliant on you hitting your shot. There's the flash that comes through. It's actually a really good one. Catching Cowards is super important. Oh my! Venom Zera drop. Hold Zera all combined to shut down the A site, and that was incredibly quick. Hit that minute mark, and there's no real decision being made here by ODDIK. It looks like they want to pop towards ramp, but they don't actually have to commit down towards B. They can even still wrap towards heaven if they want. Ponta, force on the angle. Nate will come down. Now they're going to chase, and Ponta does so well to get 2 out of that situation.
Yeah, the problem is because of Nate's positioning and cut rotations, he's still here towards Secret. Obviously, we have got that MP9 close by. Pank going to drop in and tap the bomb. But the drop opens. Oh, drop caught off guard, but still surviving. We have got Nate, and with that altercation going his way, Drop is going to feel so suffocated here towards single door. He has got a teammate now rotating in Venom Zera. They're going to go hunting for Nighty and jumping around the corner. Oh, Venom Zera gets the trade, but it's not the cleanest. Takes some time and takes a little bit of damage. 2 versus 2.
They're taking a lot of time to get down here as well. I mean, this bomb's already halfway ticked. This is going to be a difficult retake. And this setup, they're ingrained in really difficult positions to kind of try and move off. But I really assumed Woody was holding the angle. Pank gets cleaned out of Cubby. My, oh my. Red Canids are back. They're kicking. They're actually starting to hit their shots and look like a side who I've got an idea here on Nuke.
Yeah.
Drop. To be the one to deny outside presence. Nade will come through. A little late, but it's Holdera out range with the orb again, making that orb sing.
And obviously the funniest part of all of this is Red Canids. They were the team that we were talking about maybe throwing this game away. It seems like both teams, they've had the opportunity to kind of get themselves into such a strong position to confirm Nuke their way. Maybe the pressure's getting to them. Maybe that's a factor.
Yeah. I
guess deep smoke towards Icebox, Molly main, and maybe you can get your way down, but you're not going about it quietly. And with Togs falling to Quez, this is going to be so tough here. They steer clear of Cold Air Resort, but they will go into the hands of Ponta. All this information, Gavin. Well, look, if you can go one and done, that's all you need. He gets the damage, not the kill. Not the greatest of sprays there.
If they can get a smoke molly combo, something down to give them coverage. There's a smoke. The molly to back here, so they're gonna have to fight war out here. It's super difficult. And K-Slox gets caught by Cowers. It's now Pank barely alive and all on Woody, who's had a slow game to say the least. He's gonna take first contact on the left-hand side of that smoke. Bomb will go down. That's at least a silver lining. That's money in towards the next round, but anything more feels unlikely. He's been overlooked. Oh, and Pank gets through. Oh my! ODDIK are back, and they're back with a bang.
That's where I'm thinking, okay, well, Red Canids, if you lose this one, you don't have players saving, you're going to have to eco and give up 12, and that's where it gets really scary, especially with their loss bonus just being 1.9. It means there won't be an AWP for Cold Zera on their next full buy. Speaking of Cold Zera, though, looking to find a pick here. Not shying away from the early openers, but speaking of early openers, Quez will find it. He's continuing. This is a ballsy play. Oh, well done, Quez. This is what we've come to expect from the kind of the young gun that is Quez.
I mean, Drop should be able to get at least 2 here. There's 1. That's the bomb 2. That makes matters all the more worth. For a second damage dealt, not quite the kill, but if we're being honest, it should be job done. K-Slox forced to the hand to Cold Zera, all down to Nate. Not a lot he can do here, and he gets caught. Red Canids right back to winning ways, and actually in quite a dominant fashion too.
Yes, he does the damage. Okay, he falls, but it's still a 4 versus 2 with a low HP player to deal with. I think sometimes you'll see moments like that that could cost you, but Red Canids just so far favoured here. Idea to make their way down the vent. Togs has manoeuvred. Currently sat on the ladder.
They're just giving a little look in just in case. Outside, overwhelmed Drop. Down he goes. Don't have the greatest of buys, but going to try and do what they can to make it work.
They certainly can. They've had Togs here for what feels like forever.
Yeah.
Quez is rotating down. He can slip past. And so can his teammate. Oh, this is going to be disgusting. Ponta's going to be the one to take that first contact. The double doors are open. Quez is here as an afterthought, though. This is the biggest issue. They don't even know about Quez. He finally activates. How have they not realized him? He's got no suppressed weapon. It's the AK, for God's sake. But Togs will get the trade. The nade can find him. Information on both these players now, 2 versus 2. coldzera with the AWP in hand. Togs looking to creep on closer. Will be taken down though by Venom Zera. Low HP on coldzera. I'd love to see the CT just barrel their way out. Don't even give Nighty the time of day. And they will go for that approach. And look how frantic he is. Look how worried he is. But he gets the most after second. Somehow Nighty in the clutch can find it. What a ridiculous way for the round to end. And you see how he's just missing the initial shot.
You know, patiently, and we don't sort of try and overextend or do anything too kind of gimmicky here. ODDIK should have no issues. If they do as they've been doing well, play as a pack, they should be fine. Drops giving away his position. What are we doing? Why not utilize Nate, pull your gun out. What are we doing?
Yeah, Togs will get one. We see Pank finding coldzera in May. Smoke has landed towards May, but Quez rotating up. K-Slox needs to do so much, but he gets the double. And the AWP's in play with Woody just holding for Quez. Missed shot from Woody again. Woody's been really quiet this game. Woody's had a really tough time. Quez reload heard. K-Slox gets his third. Up can be saved. Maybe Woody's questioning, look, don't even take it. I can't hit a bullet today. Keep the rifle. But that's 12 now found for ODDIK. One more round away from taking their opponent's map pick and moving to H with a lot of confidence. And a fast play from ODDIK towards A. I love the idea, but the flashes from the CTs is excellent. Quez gets the first. Pank's been chipped away at, and the molly will hold them. A lot of damage dealt to Quez. Great nade.
Chaos. Absolute chaos this game. Pank Togs low. Look at Red Canids and their investment. They're just trying to do something. I actually kind of respect it. They've got nothing to lose. They can't play a default with this sort of a buy. You've actually got to try and catch them off guard. But at the final hurdle, they might have fallen flat when it mattered most. It's so unfortunate for them. But they can only really blame themselves. These are sort of maps that kind of keep you up a little bit. Damage dealt. coldzera somehow still alive. Somehow. I don't like that they're facing a Deagle. Maybe show him a little bit of respect. And Venom Zera has picked up an AK.
Look, this is coldzera. Let's not give him the time to shine, but he will go down. Information as well on Venom Zera. Caught off guard by Togs. And this is where ODDIK go back to basics. Pack mentality. 3 towards outside. You've got Woody as the lurk in lobby. And this is done. Ponta in a 1 versus 4 to salvage overtime. Red Canids, they were 6-0 up on the T side of Nuke. This seemed as a game impossible for them to lose. And his shoulder's been spotted. It's done. It's over. ODDIK, they will take it in probably quite the most chaotic game I've seen in ages. It's an injury. It's a sad one. I would have actually really liked to see Red Canids either push OT or take map 1 because I think Train would have just been kind of crazy to see between these two teams. But look, I'm right there with you. Now, I think ODDIK should take this. I think it'd be pretty ridiculous if they don't.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Do Red Canids have any tricks up their sleeve to start things off? Apparently, yes. Nice shot from Venom Zera. Down goes Woody through the smoke, but a bomb goes down, and we've seen what ODDIK can do in these post plants.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is there's one flash here for ODDIK. They're going to use it to take this right-hand side, but the CTs aren't actually that close. It's good that the T's are jiggling, though, just to ensure that they've taken this control. This is going to be an absolutely chaotic next 5 seconds, but Nighty gets one, and now K-Slox needing to step up will connect. So 3-on-3 now. Looking to aggress here. We'll find coldzera. K-Slox so active here. Ponta will find, but the positioning of K-Slox and Togs, they can just play off one another so easily.
Oh.
And here it is. Yeah, this is the expectation of this round. K-Slox getting the quad kill.
Last round on the board for ODDIK, and they continue things as they finished in towards Nuke.
Yeah, Red Canids, though, they want to press the issue. They are going to be going for the investment. Drop getting on the scoreboard early in this round, important. Gives them that mad advantage. And ODDIK currently just kind of splitting across the map. I hate the amount of Max 10s that they've invested in. I feel like you run the risk of, yes, okay, you can get the utility out, and you might have that advantage, but they've got limited utility. They've got weaker weapons now. It's not as though they can just play things really slow. Drop gets the ding with the USP, puts 90 down to 34 points of health. This round gets really tough now for ODDIK, because it's not as though they have any avenue to work with. Okay, yeah, Woody might look to push towards A main. There's 2 players there. Even if he gets the first, he's going to get traded out by Ponta, or at least you'd assume so. Oh, Ponta, okay. Well, he's let Woody back away. K-Slox is looking to push it. And from a round that looked so stable for Red Canids, they've now got a big gap on the B-bomb site.
Yeah. What's happening behind? He's going to get caught from the side by Drop. This is falling very flat for ODDIK with Nighty and Woody in tough spots and a smoke to completely lock out option number one. So a lot got to be done here. Venom nice shot towards Togs. This one's done. That's the bomb as well. Flash come over to try and buy him some space and for his teammate to get out. We'll get one, but only. And a great response from Red Canids on that force back in.
He loses that pick. Even if he gets the kill onto the player in CT, he's going to get traded out by drop anyway. I just feel like Red Canids, they were kind of gifted that round. Obviously, the reinvestment will be seen here from ODDIK, but Speedy from drop here towards Cave. Drop is going to be such an operative player here from Red Canids in Cave if he's continuing to play with this level of aggression.
Oh, bank on the swing. The drive-by catches drop. It's a nice kill. Not that it's going to make too much of a difference to this round, though. Down to 2. Hank and Woody. Not expecting a hell of a lot. Cowes, he's tucked around this corner. He's relatively low, so the back 10 could still be a bit precarious, especially when this smoke starts to fade. They're going to just double-check as well. In comes the flash. He avoids it. The back 10 will still get a kill. We're back into a 2 versus 2. Damage is still very much in favor of Red Canids. VenomZera and ColdZera not taking any just yet. They still should be able to see this over the line relatively comfortably, but 2 versus 2, who knows?
VenomZera should have got that information. They should have heard the steps here through the water, so they can just rotate around now. Maybe a bit of misinformation. He hears the steps and he's thinking it's coming towards B main, not away from. So look how much space it's been taken here from Woody. ColdZera still just jiggling. ColdZera could go down. This could be a 1 versus 2 now. He spots out the shadow. Can go for the peek, can go for the frag, and now it's VenomZera in a 1 versus 2. The misinformation has cost Red Canids. Obviously still a possible clutch for VenomZera, but
that's brutal. That really is. Off 2C.
Yeah, I like that ColdZera actually kept quite a lot in the bank, just getting the AWP out, the CT side, AWPing. Obviously, there's not many places where you can look to get overly aggressive, whether it's kind of an early peeking cave or you look to try and take some space towards A main, but it does just add a lot of kind of stability to that CT side, whether you're just posted up from CT towards ramp, something like that. Ooh. Timing is perfect for VenomZera. Realization that it's pretty hefty stack here towards Red Room. Nighty's going to be flanking, but it's just a question of how long can he keep case locks alive for. Hank will get one. Nighty maybe looking for a knife kill. Speaking of the knife kill, yeah, VenomZera gets one.
Yeah, they've really got to kind of make this round stick and make it stick quite effectively.
Yeah, hopefully the AWP on ColdZera can be that difference maker, but aggression here in middle. Flashes are great, but Tog's not blinded. Ponta found, or looking to find, sorry, but the kill feed's gone orange, and it will continue that way. ODDIK, yes, there's the dink onto Nighty, but it's a 1 versus 5 for ColdZera within a matter of 15 seconds.
You hate to see it. I mean, just when I was saying, Red Canids, we need this round. To see it over the line, you fall unbelievably flat. And if we're being honest, you've got to quarter hunt here. You know they've force brought back in. Make it uncomfortable. ColdZera at least get his consolation, his first kill of the map as well on towards Togs. Staying alive here is a huge ask. Gonna go around this corner. His barrel should betray him, but he's actually making a decent effort of this.
Yeah, it's a 1 versus 1 on the A bomb site as well. Would he being held?
Who knows?
Oh, ColdZera 1v5. Sure, you've got to give this a go now, right?
Oh, of course.
I know the idea is saving the AWP.
Roll back the years.
Yeah, Pank's in a really good position as well to take him down, but ColdZera, is he going to look? Is he going to check? Look, ColdZera does really well to get the kill. Sadly, can't save that AWP. We could see kind of a 9-3, and that's where Red Canids, there's just going to be so many hypotheticals to fall into place for them to even get themselves back into this one. And obviously, as you pointed out, this is kind of do or die. They needed to win Nuke because of how potent ODDIK's Ancient is, and that's exactly what we could be seeing. Quez has already taken a lot of damage to the utility. Aggression down towards ramp goes so wrong. Pank gets the double. B-bomb site should be pretty open for the taking. Yes, they've got to deal with ColdZera's AWP, but the kills are just going the way of ODDIK. And it's not as though it's the preparation that's costing Red Canids. Obviously, we have seen the rotation towards the B-bomb site. Flashbang looks good. ColdZera, but not going to have any flashy moments with him in a 1vx on the A-bomb site. Taken down quite comfortably there. But yeah, look, it's a tough one because I think Red Canids, they've certainly got systems in place. It's not as though they're a team that haven't played Ancient. It's clear what they want to achieve. The problem is it's just not happening for them. And a player who I kind of highlighted early on in this Ancient that I was looking kind of quite excited for being dropped not really putting up that performance anymore. The kind of the ideas towards Cave are getting shut down quite comfortably.
Yeah. Exactly that. Ponta and Cowards, they can survive. That'll be something. And
great reaction
looks
time.
like the M4, yeah, will stay alive. Only for a brief moment, however. Togs on the trade. Togs got the right idea, not the right execution, however. Spam could be a little funky. Ponta's doing all right. Just getting some exit kills of any sort. Keeping that M4 alive. Desperately, and he will. My God, look at those live odds. 1.02 to 10. I think they've got the same kind of feeling that we got. Red Canids are looking flat. Togs flying into the fight as well. Venomzera will at least be given the luxury of getting away. Same can't be said for drop, however. And down goes Venomzera to follow. Cold with that saved orb. Does deliver a killing blow on towards 90, but the bomb will still go down. 3 versus 3. They actually didn't stop, at least for a brief moment, that bomb going down too. Now, second time of asking, it'll get planted.
Yeah, the positioning here is excellent for Woody. Obviously, Coldzera is going to be maneuvering through middle, but he's going to be making a lot of sound. Woody's got a freebie here. And then after Woody gets this kill, this is where the CTs are going to be so worried. They're going to be looking to fight Woody so heavily. I actually don't know why he's looked to swing there. He could just be kind of a nuisance in the back of their minds, but it's given the CTs an option. There's still a molly. There's still 2 flashes. The setup is really good for ODDIK, though, and I think they know that obviously there's both these CTs here, so it's going to be so tough. Flashes coming through. Togs can just play anti. K-Slots can take contact, but going into this crunch, there's nothing they can do. Look, I've kind of pondered this and hypothesized it in previous broadcasts before. It means you get a full buy, then you're sat on about 17, 18, 1900, and then you can get an investment in the round after as well. I've always thought that maybe some teams, that the half buys aren't panning out, the opponent's finances are so strong that you're not even going to make a dent in them. What a ridiculous moment for Hank again. It just seems as though he is just that guy today. But I think sometimes maybe you just need to go, well, the half buys aren't working. We're not actually dealing damage to their economy.
And I think it is safe to say this one's done. I cannot see a world in which Red Canids pull this back. And I'll keep bringing it up, you know, not to toot my own horn here, Zola, but this is sort of how I predict things will happen. If you lose that Nuke Mercy, I don't think they've got a chance in Ancient. ODDIK have really decent ideas and protocols for this. And I just think Red Canids, they look all over the place.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people would have seen that first half on Nuke from Red Canids and thought, oh, okay, maybe we've got a game on our hands. Ever since ODDIK kind of got engaged when it came to the individuals, came online and looked really good, it has just been ODDIK all the way. And I think we expected ODDIK to take this. I think maybe we were sold a bit of a false narrative after Red Canids were 6-0 up. We were kind of contemplating, oh, maybe more of a game on our hands. But yeah, look, ODDIK are performing as we expect on Ancient. I think it is tough that Red Canids did bring things kind of possible on Nuke and then to fall. You've got to imagine that's going to affect the mental, but not to this level. It's 10-1. I anticipated double digits was an opportunity, an option at that kind of 5-1. The way they played here on Ancient is sublime.
Wild times. Red Canids, they've got a lot to kind of discuss. Not even just in terms of this like very brief half-time break, but more so post-series. What is going wrong for the side? I mean, we should be making deep runs in tournaments like this. We should be pushing towards making things like the finals, and well, unfortunately not. So, you know, they need to have a real kind of sit back, especially as we're kind of in and around that player break, and just think, okay, how do we actually turn kind of this team around? Things are obviously not going right.
Yeah, obviously we know that the kind of the South American region tends to be quite volatile, and we'll see kind of a lot of chopping and changing with rosters. And I think it's something that you know certainly can work. It certainly can have a positive approach. I'd actually, you know, I'd hope Red Canids don't actually look at this game and go, oh, okay, maybe we need to change, because I actually think their roster changes, bringing in Quez, bringing in Ponta, drop moving kind of to a leadership role, I actually think it can work. And I hope this doesn't really kind of force them to go, oh, well, back to the drawing board. Because, look, ODDIK are a very good team. They're a team that have been, they were at Astania. They're a team that have bested against some really, really top-tier opponents. We were talking and kind of alluding that this was a bit of a David and Goliath story from the get-go, and maybe the HLTV rankings are a little bit more, or maybe closer to what we'd expect. I don't really know. I feel like I hope Red Canids don't make kind of ridiculous, outrageous changes just based on this Thunderpick performance.
Yeah, I think you're right, but it's tough. They need to go back to the drawing board for Ancient. That is for damn sure.
Oh,
Woody, I don't think he should get a bomb plant out of this. And no, he won't. So no post bar able to set up it's a silver lining at the tail end of the half, but my God, Zola, we have got to... Okay. Minute to work with. Move back into mid-drop. Pretty fortunate to get away with that one unscathed as he does manage to get his way in towards the box, and he gets a dink on towards Pank at range as well. So, not done too bad there, Drop. Looks like we're going to finish towards this B site. Only one man here. Knight's got to go huge, and he falls flat.
But my biggest issue with this round for ODDIK is there's not been a single player from Red Canids anywhere near A main. They've got a AAA setup. You've had a minute and 20 seconds of kind of Nighty just looking towards Cave. We've seen the odd fight from Pank in middle. If we just saw one of those players push through A main, this could have been a perfect round for ODDIK, not go pushing towards A. Because even if you had all three players push through A main, realize it's, you know, completely locked off, and yes, there'd be a late play through B main, like a late flank through T spawn, it still means Nighty could just play very reserved. We could just see a more disciplined approach from the defenders in both middle and B, and then the flank could have had something. But AAA, and you just sat on the boost, and I don't know. I don't love it, I've got to say.
Yeah, I'm with you. I am with you. But flash in. The issue is if the split comes through Donut and they actually prioritize the Donut push first, then it might change things a little bit. Flash going to come round and just play anti. Ollie in towards black box as well. Case locks. Doesn't need to move. Just don't go too early. I have to find the first. There's Togs as well. Down he goes 1 for 1, but there's still a man that they haven't properly cleared yet. Drop running on towards the side. K-Sock's getting aggro, but that'll cost him his life. So into a 3 versus 3. Woody's behind the smoke, and Drop has the right idea. How's the reaction? Very good.
Yeah, I really like that coldzera's discipline there. Realizes, well, I've got two teammates on the bomb site that can kind of cut rotations. I don't actually need to take this fight. Case-Locks is going to feel very isolated, and that he's going to have to push to me. So, nice discipline there from coldzera. Obviously, still 6 rounds behind ODDIK. And the live VODs certainly not believers of this comeback as of yet. Oh,
with them. Oh my God, I don't like that. Swing into what? He gets a dink?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Who knows? MP9 and a Deagle. This could still be a little funky. This also
spicy.
recoverable guns.
Yeah, I hate the fact that Venomzera is holding this on his own. Yes, there's a teammate close to get that trade, and Case-Locks has spotted one hit. Realizing it's not Venomzera's weapon, it was the Glil obviously that got the kills, and that was an AK. So they'll know that there's 2 players. Whether they'll put that together straight away, you'd assume so. And look at the space taken here. Togs is pushed all the way through A main. He's going to be a flank here. All that Woody and Case-Locks needs to do is just sit on the back of the bomb site. They could sit in the CT spawn. That's all that needs to happen.
Yeah. Oh,
User being sent. Oh, he's checked it. coldzera's had a look.
Oh, Tom's got the kill, and he's got damage as well. Only a little bit, but my God, this USP, this could be the difference maker. No, he misses the shot. Deagle will deliver 1 versus 1. Kawes is 1 foot in the grave.
Yeah, just 1 Deagle shot away from death. The problem is, Woody is thinking that every corner Kawes could be there. Obviously, with the bomb going down now, he'll have some information. A rifle can be retrieved. Kawes 1 bullet from death, and now the question is for him, where does Woody reside? I like the idea from Kawes. You drop the smoke, you go through it. You got to take a huge risk in a round like this. Woody, 15 seconds, 10-15 seconds until that smoke fades.
Okay.
He's creeping towards A main as well, which is kind of the correct way to play this. You'd assume that's where Kawes is going to be residing. But the fact he's pushed into CT, no chance for this round now. Look, it's a nice clutch. The round has gone very, very wrong, obviously, for Red Canids, but they still find the victory. They still get themselves the round, so not the end of the world. And you understand why he doesn't want to swing. He might be being held, but you're a USP. You're not really going to have that much success unless if you've got the drop on your opponent. You've got kind of the one up there. Nice from Case-Locks, though. Silence weapon in this round, but it is the A1S, not just the pistol in play. 4v4, though. A lot of damage has been dealt to Ponta, and Venomzera chipped away as well, so a headshot should be a kill found with these M4s.
All right, what's the decision here? So, on collect, it looks like we're going to still finish towards the A site. Woody is actually the only man here. I don't know if I love this. This is really overzealous, and it surely gets checked, of course. Shoulder, spotted. Woody's now alone as well. Oh, he's going to get out. Woody, what are we doing? Why do we have Util out? Single-handedly has just sold this round for ODDIK.
Yeah, honestly, I think as well. I think if Woody drops the molly straight away while he's kind of deep still towards A main, you understand, okay, well, he feels a bit trapped. He actually gets out. Why is he looking to stay around? All he needs to do is back out of A main, drop the molly close, and you've won the round. Still a possibility here. 90 looks as though he's going to be rotating in. Whether he'll spot the player towards Broke, he does. A lot of damage dealt there. Spots another towards Big Box. So much information gathered. Pank does have a smoke as well. If we see the smoke land on the bomb, this round gets so chaotic here for Red Canids. We'll send it towards A main. Obviously, I think that's the second best option because that is where the healthy coldzera and the unknown coldzera lies. Still this low HP. Venomzera will get one. Kit retrieve now for 19. Needs to find the player in Temple. He will connect. Spam through coming. Tapping the bomb. Venomzera surely to be found. 9 seconds on the clock. He's got to stick it if he wants to win it. There's just not enough time. Enough discipline from Venomzera. No defuse. No weapon save from 90 either. He will die to the explosion. So Red Canids, look, it's getting costly. It's getting close, but it's still rounds being found. Yeah, he gets out of there. It's so tough. Obviously, I feel like when you're in those moments, maybe he's feeling, okay, well, I've actually got a bit more time to work here. Maybe they're not looking to over-aggress because they think it's a bit of a pincer. There's 2 players here. I don't know, it's a tough one, but MP9 will get one. Nice from Togs. Quick rotation seen from K-Slox. Nice find. Man advantage now. Woody is on the AWP as well. K-Slox might actually just be a better decision to try and back off the bomb site. Woody's in a great position. Drop has to try and cross. The only way out of this is dropping the smoke in Temple before the bomb goes down, or having to drop the bomb across. This is so tough. Clearly a bit of miscommunication about who actually has the bomb, because Drop's in an impossible position.
How does he get out of here?
He doesn't.
Oh, he won't. That's a simple answer. Down goes Drop, and this round should be done too. We've got a minute to work with. Venomzera, nice shot, save the counter. Hang on a moment. Hang on a moment. We now don't have to commit anymore. Pank over faces. This is basically a 2 versus 4 turned on its head. It's all down to the Knight. We try and deny the bomb, and then he jumps at the worst possible time. Trying to take fights, and he falls flat. It's Red Canids who win another. What are we doing on it?
Well, look, I get it. You're wanting to swarm. You're wanting to kind of overwhelm, but I don't know why we're seeing this approach. It's something that we saw from Red Canids quite a lot of the time on Nuke and kind of in portions of their CT side of Ancient, but 90's double gives them a hefty advantage. It is this kind of Furia buy, the MP9s. We know how well it can work, and we're seeing that on display here. 4 versus 2.
My God, finally, surely a round for ODDIK on this CT side. Well, we have seen them kind of lose these already, so I'm not going to completely say it's done and dusted just yet. This has been really scrappy CS, though, from this CT side. It doesn't kind of fill me with joy that, yeah, sure, they should get the 11th there, but it doesn't fill me with joy that they should be, you know, plain sailing towards seeing this off in regulation. This could still be a real bloodbath towards the end.
It's a really strong setup here, though, towards the B-bomb side. We've got Tog slowly flanking as well. Quez will get one. Tank takes him down, and coldzera falls towards ramp. So, look, the MP9s, they work really nicely.
They fall flat here, that's it.
Whiskers got no loss bonus. Ponta's he's got a Glock and a smoke. Just hoping that his teammates are going to find frags in middle that can kind of either get drop tech 9. It's going to be a fast play towards A. K-Slox is struggling to connect. We have got Togs ready and waiting. He will get one. And obviously the A setup's excellent. They've got 3 players close by. Quez needs to find this frag. Woody's molly is going to force coldzera into the open, but missed shot seen from K-Slox. Woody has rotated in. It is a 3 versus 3. Woody just backing away. I think it's the right approach. Pank maneuvering here through Temple. Can catch off coldzera massively. That's just spotted him. Woody's been brought down to 9 HP.
Yeah. It's janky. It actually is. Well, low he is, thankfully. Well. Knight and Pank will combine, and that'll probably dispel any doubts. This is a very difficult round now for coldzera. Taking damage. He should be dead to right, and is. Map series point, ODDIK.
Yeah, look, ODDIK. But with 5 opportunities now and facing off against the Tech 9s, the timing on this utility could be disgusting. Nade and Molly combination. And look at the util, look at the damage. Woody's been blinded for the entirety of his life in this round, but Tech 9s are fighting. Problem is 90's a nuisance on the back of the bomb site.
Still a chance here. There's actually recoverable guns too. Oh, I say that. That's a good spam from Case-Locks. And all down to coldzera once again. We got to roll back the years, Sunshine. 1v2 required. M4 recovered to keep them alive in this game. But Tog should be dead to rights mere momentarily. And he is. Kill found. Reload pulled off. And Case-Locks nowhere near for that trade. So it's a detection game, trying to figure out where they are playing. Nice look, Daryl comes down, a flash behind it as well. Spam is good. Damage dealt, Case-Locks barely alive. Who get a first bullet? And coldzera does it jumping, no less. Of course he does.
Honestly, he could have just sat tucked in a cubby. coldzera had infinite angles to be worried about. Still, though, the MP9s, you've seen what they've done in the past. They will find early here as Togs takes down drop. Because you're disadvantaged, you might feel, okay, well, I don't want to give up a pick. But when you've got such deep space so early on, you've kind of got to take that timing. Now that timing's not a thing. Case-Locks is holding here. Pank's, you know, he's playing from kind of deep on this right-hand side that if there is too much contact here towards Red Room, he can back away and help. The killing cave's actually going to keep Pank so much closer to this bomb site. Quez will find, and now it's on Woody. Got the AWP in play here. Easy shot. Ponce's Mac 10 now to be dealing with, but Pank, we've seen him in the clutch. We've seen him kind of in these big moments where he has to stand tall. There's 3 aggressors making their way now. Great angle for Pank. He dodges the flash. It seems like everything pans out perfectly for him, yet still cannot find and Woody to just save this AWP. 9 surely secured for Red Canids. And ODDIK, they've had 2 opportunities so far, squandered them both, especially when they were in the kind of the advantage scenarios.
Woody holding for a jump up on that angle. He has to hit this first shot, and actually probably has to hit it and get away.
Seen? How has he not been seen? Surely there would have been like a cover or a question mark on the minimap.
Yeah.
The jiggle well finally been found. And the AWP's now kind of in a scenario that will take some time to be retrieved and have the action. Pank will get 1 here though. And the AKs are looking to go up ramp. Kind of just 1 by 1. Oh. The MP9s could look to isolate there. There is a flank being held by Case-Locks, but timing couldn't be worse. In the open, though, Case-Locks gets 1. There is a flank here coming through from 90. Drop could be found, and Drop now getting flanked on. It's all on Quez. They know about his flank as well. 1 versus 2 for Quez. Minimal time, as you mentioned. Spots the leg, finds 90. And Quez does it! Another clutch for Canids. How is it continuing to go their way?
The big hitters down of 90. Got to find a way to recover this sort of a round. 45 seconds. Slight damage dealt. Both Pank and Togs low. Pank dead, in fact. So this one looks like a surefire thing, but they are going to just...
I love the gamble.
Bolster up. Yeah, I think towards this is a smart call. Just gamble upon this and hope that things go woefully wrong. Togs, I don't think you need to be moving, though. I don't love that decision. And this round's fallen flat. It might even be flawless. Case-Locks will actually get a couple. Consolation, potentially. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, Molly just made life a little bit difficult. He's also getting pincered. Consolation kills, but we've gone the full distance again. Yeah. Just not going to opt to peek. They might actually overlook this. It's not an angle that's been played too commonly in this game. Actually, I say that. He's going to get mollied.
Molly's not going to spread. It's not going to spread. Pushes through it. The flash is great. Woody can get the double. And he can upgrade to a weapon, but he doesn't want to yet. 90 rotating in. Quez will get 1, but surely Pan gets the trade. Woody just trying to be a nuisance. It's all on Venomzera. It's another 1v2 needed for Red Canids. Nuke ended 13-11, and it seems like Ancient could be the same. But so many times in these ODDIK 2v1s, they have faltered, they have fumbled, they have fallen. Whether that will be the case, Venomzera. He's been the heavy hitter here for Red Canids throughout Ancient. Now called upon once again. Position now made known. And we're going to see a flank from Pank. And Woody's just going to stay disciplined. And this is exactly how they have to play these types of rounds. Finally, ODDIK. You're playing it the correct way.
Yeah, we don't need to peek. And finally, we see it over the line. ODDIK, you have morally lost this map. But